Hi, I'm Kyle, a student ambassador majoring in education at Western Oregon University.
And I'm Aaliyah Fabella, a student ambassador majoring in social science and political science at WOU.
2 years ago, I arrived at WOU from my hometown of Jefferson, Oregon. At that time, I could not have imagined I would have so many opportunities to develop my leadership skills and to contribute to this community. WOU is Oregon's first public university, even predating Oregon's statehood. Unfortunately, too many of WOU's academic buildings are no longer functional.
A 2018 HEC study of capital needs at Oregon's public universities determined WOU's buildings were the oldest in the state, 10% older than the next campus, and more than 9 years older than the average building on other campuses. Changes accelerated by the pandemic have made upgrading and updating our buildings even more critical for student success. All 3 projects submitted by WOU are upgrades and remodels to existing buildings: APSC, built in 1951, New PE, built in 1971, and the Education Building, built in 1965.
All 3 projects create new and much-needed opportunities for WOU students to succeed and be leaders in Oregon. Western's strong focus on student success reflects student input during the design process for these upgrades. Student involvement means that these buildings will reflect key student priorities. In addition, each capital project has both immediate and long-term benefits. First, capital projects create jobs that are critical for economic recovery. Second, this investment will allow WOU to retire more than $1 million in deferred maintenance.
Not only does WOU have the oldest buildings among public universities, but over the past 10 years, Western has received the lowest percentage of Oregon's capital investments in higher ed, only 2%.
In case you're still wondering why Oregon should invest in WOU, here are several reasons.
My name is Mike Hanson. I am a sergeant for Western Oregon University Office of Public Safety and a proud alum of WOU. I also serve as a shop steward with the staff union on campus. The students have done a great job describing 3 critical and long overdue capital construction projects that WOU is requesting. Polk County unemployment rates are always above the state average, and the pandemic has made this situation worse. Construction from these projects will create new jobs on and off campus. The health science building in particular will become a long-term economic driver for the entire region, producing graduates to fill much-needed healthcare jobs. I strongly urge legislators to make these long-term investments in Oregon's oldest public university.
The Student Success Center will create a single home for many of the campus services that are critical to student success. These include existing services such as academic advising, the Student Enrichment Program, the Office of Disability Services, the Honors Program, and the Writing Center. The center will also enable WOU to centralize tutoring services, which have been scattered across campus. A final aspect of the center will be the possibility of creating an all-new space for new services, such as the Dreamers Center or the Student Transfer Center.
The COVID-19 pandemic has strained Oregon's already taxed healthcare system. There are critical shortages across nearly every healthcare field. This is especially true in fields such as physical therapy. The proposed health science building renovates a building that was once the WOU library. This 70-year-old building will be reused to create a state-of-the-art instructional building that will educate and train the next generation of healthcare workers. The project will also provide Western with much-needed teaching lab space, since among the 7 Oregon public universities, WOU has the 2nd highest teaching lab utilization rate. This building will become energy efficient. Included in the design will be the replacement of more than 3,000 feet of single-pane windows, solar energy panels, and high-efficiency lights. In addition, this upgrade will help end Monmouth and Independence's status as being the only community in Oregon that has a college or a university, but does not have evening or weekend medical care. The renovation will allow a healthcare provider to offer services such as an urgent care facility that meets the needs of our community.
When I joined the WOU women's basketball team, I was excited to be in college and happy to continue to play basketball. My coaches and teammates are like an extended family. At 50 years old, New PE is anything but new. It lacks many important features, such as an elevator to reach the 2nd floor, modern lighting, and there's more. The women's locker room is not only the worst in our conference, but it's even smaller and older than my high school locker room. The training room is like an old closet that's cold in the winter, hot in spring, and always cramped. This project would solve many health and safety problems, ADA issues, and Title IX challenges.
As a student, I know how important it is to create the proper learning environment, and so I hope you share our vision for improving Western Oregon University.
Because together, we succeed.